So we always want to have a clear, compelling vision in mind of what we're moving towards. And then we use that as a filter when we're having to make decisions on a daily or weekly or monthly basis in our business. And we look at, okay, what are we going to do here? We may need to shift gears with how we accomplish things, but we're always going to be evaluating the opportunities that we have in front of us and the challenges that we have in front of us in relation to the vision. And looking at how do we turn these challenges into opportunities that move us towards our vision. And of all the things that we could be doing, what do we pick to do? Because if you're like me, there's never a shortage of ideas of how to make the business better. The key is to pick the ideas that are most in line with the direct path toward our vision.
You work hard in your business. On the Profit by Design podcast, we ask the big question. What has your business done for you lately? Hi, I'm Dr. Sabrina Starling. I'm the business psychologist, the author of the 4-Week Vacation and the How to Hire the Best series, as well as the founder of Tap the Potential, where we coach entrepreneurs like you to design sustainably profitable businesses that give you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account than ever. Because after all, we believe work supports life, not the other way around. Weekly on the Profit by Design podcast, we bring you tips, tools, and strategies from our own experiences and from the experiences of our guests who are entrepreneurial thought leaders and real life entrepreneurs, all to support you in making intentionally profitable and sustainable business decisions to live the lifestyle you desire.
Do you feel like you're in that survival trap where you're trying to take steps forward? You think it's moving you in the direction that you want to go, but some of the choices and decisions that you're making are not getting you the results that you have in mind, particularly in relation to your quality of life as the business grows. If so, you are not alone. This is such a common experience for entrepreneurs as your business is growing. And today on the podcast, we're going to have a lot of fun because I'm going to support you in designing your clear, compelling, vivid vision for 2023 for the business. But before we go there, one of the things that I want to share with you is the value of having support in your journey to keep you out of the survival trap. And at Tap the Potential, we work with business owners who have successful business. You have sales coming in. And because you have that successful business and you have sales coming in, you're starting to exceed your own capacity. And if you have a small team, you're probably exceeding their capacity too. And to get your business to the next level is a combination of two things. It's a combination of strategy and growing in your leadership. And that's what we support our clients in doing at Tap the Potential, growing in your leadership and putting the right strategy in place in your business so that it can grow and you can actually have a life. You can sleep at night. You can take time off. You can spend time with your family and you'll have time for what matters most. We have supported lots of business owners in taking 4-week vacations. They're paying down debt rapidly in their business. We have some business owners who've paid down 6 figures of debt in 2 years' time. We have business owners who are consistently hiring A players and growing their team. So if this is what you want to experience in 2023, head on over to tapthepotential.com and book a call with us. Okay, now it's time to have some fun. This episode is all about designing your compelling business vision to support your life. This episode is part 3 of a 4-part series that we're doing here on the Profit by Design podcast to support you in your strategic planning for 2023. If you've not listened to parts 1 and 2 of the series, go back and do that before you dive into what I'm sharing with you here today. And if you haven't already done so, really the most important place for you to start is getting a pulse on where you are currently with respect to your own well-being as an entrepreneur, whether or not you're burning out, and how healthy your business is. You can do that by taking our free Better Business, Better Life assessment at tapthepotential.com/assessment. Your assessment results will be very informative to you as you vision for your business for 2023. And now everything that I'm sharing with you on today's episode is contained in our strategic planning workbook that we've created for you. You can download that at tapthepotential.com/plan. Visioning is the most powerful and effective motivator for positive change. And here's why. When we create a vision, we create clarity on what we want. One of the reasons we stay stuck in the survival trap as entrepreneurs is we have a lack of clarity on where we're headed. So what we're moving towards is visioning that. It's about designing the future that we're living into. And when we vision, we don't need to know how we're going to create the things we vision. We need to trust that the how will appear. So trust the process. One of the reasons that we don't want to focus on the how just yet is that it's going to disrupt your creativity and your visioning process. So when we are visioning, we really just want to focus on what it is that we want to experience and why it's so important to us to have that experience. And the reason we don't focus on the how is because there are outside events and circumstances that are going to come along and they can impact how we go about doing things. So we may have to change the how as we go. But the beautiful thing about having a vision is that it becomes a filter to help us make decisions. So if you look in your strategic planning workbook, there's an image of the survival trap. You can find that in your workbook on page 10. And the survival trap is what we do on a regular basis. As entrepreneurs, we get very much in the weeds of our business, and we make these decisions and choices that may help us get through the moment for a given day or a given week, but they don't necessarily move us closer to our vision. And in fact, when you look at the trajectory of those decisions and you follow them out over time, they can actually take us very far off course and away from the vision. And so that's what the survival trap image in the workbook is showing you. So we always want to have a clear, compelling vision in mind of what we're moving towards. And then we use that as a filter when we're having to make decisions on a daily or weekly or monthly basis in our business. And we look at, okay, what are we going to do here? We may need to shift gears with how we accomplish things, but we're always going to be evaluating the opportunities that we have in front of us and the challenges that we have in front of us in relation to the vision. And looking at how do we turn these challenges into opportunities that move us towards our vision. And of all the things that we could be doing, what do we pick to do? Because if you're like me, there's never a shortage of ideas of how to make the business better. The key is to pick the ideas that are most in line with the direct path toward our vision. Now, also remember, our brains like to think in images, not words. And what's more, our brain really likes to think in moving images like a movie. And so when we write our vision, we want to use words and language that evoke imagery in our brain. And when we share our vision, for example, when you share it with your team members, you want your team to be able to see themselves as a star in the movie in their head as you read the vision out loud. So you're creating a vision. Your team members are going to be the stars in the vision. They're the heroes. And you are laying out, here's what we're doing in the year ahead. And you're doing it in such a way that they can feel it, taste it, smell it, and really experience it. Just like when you go to the movie theaters and you get immersed in that movie that's on the screen. So that's one of the best ways to test your vision is, can someone else see it? Do they have an actual experience? Do they feel emotion as they listen to your vision? So when you're writing your vision, use active language and speak in the present tense as though things are happening currently. And that's part of creating that moving image experience. And so now I want to invite you to Vision 2023. How will it be for you? What is going to make 2023 better for you than the previous years in business? How do you want to experience this year in your life? If we decide that we want to attain things, for example, hitting a certain revenue level, we're not really thinking about what experience do we want to have. A lot of times business owners will say, well, I want to double my revenue in the next year. In my head, I start thinking about, oh my gosh, do you realize the chaos that will ensue if you haven't planned for that, put systems in place, gotten the team in place for that to happen? That puts you on a very fast trajectory. It's possible, and we've supported business owners in doing that at Tap the Potential. I would really encourage you, though, to focus on How about shifting that to doubling your profit in the year ahead? Because it's very possible to double your revenue, but the business may take over exponentially in your life. And if you focus on doubling the profit, what happens is, A, you'll have more money in your bank account than ever. You'll be able to pay yourself appropriately as the owner of the business. You'll also be streamlining the business so that you have more time for what matters most. Often that means taking care of your best clients and customers in a way that feels really happy and gratifying and satisfying to you and your team members, and freeing up time and not getting bogged down in just chasing sales and trying to grow the revenue, which creates a lot of chaos in the business. So one thing you might consider is focusing on doubling the revenue versus doubling the profit. And that's why I feel it's so important to have a clear vision of where you want to head as you make these decisions. And rather than focusing on specific goals as you vision, goal setting is part of this process, but it doesn't need to be a part of the visioning process. Rather, in the visioning process, I really encourage you to think about the experience that you want to have, because that will guide you in making better choices on how you manage your business and your life. So now imagine it's December 31, 2023, and you're reflecting on your year and all the joy and happiness you've experienced in 2023. And I want you to define the experience you're having. Write down what's happened that's creating that experience for you. And by the way, all the questions I'm taking you through here are contained in your Strategic Planning Workbook. So if you haven't downloaded it, just head over to tapthepotential.com/plan. And then you'll have these questions, because I really think it's very powerful to sit down and just do some reflective thinking about this rather than just having a few thoughts while you listen to a podcast episode. So you've had an incredible, joyful year in 2023. You're experiencing a lot of happiness in your life and you're thriving in your business. Write down everything that's happened that's creating that experience for you. And I invite you to really look at this from your personal life first, because after all, work supports life, not the other way around. So how is your business supporting your quality of life? And you can refer back to the Wheel of Life in your Strategic Planning Workbook to help you think about the different areas of your life. Look at each area of your life and then think about being joyful and fulfilled in each of those areas. What's going on in your business that's allowing time for that experience to be happening? And how are you experiencing your personal relationships? How are you taking care of yourself? How are you showing up as a leader? How are you connecting spiritually? Now think about how your business has supported you in the last year. What's going on in your business is creating this high quality of life for you. So I'm going to walk you through some different aspects of your business to really help you flesh this out in some detail. So imagine it's 12 months from now, and we're celebrating that you've had the most profitable year ever in your business. What's happening that's causing that? And remember, profit is the reward for the entrepreneurial risk you bear. It's not about what you make. It's about what you keep. So profit is above and beyond what your business pays you to work in the business as a team member. Because after all, if we're being honest, team members don't typically lose sleep at night worrying about the cash flow in the business like a business owner does. We business owners are the ones who are doing that, and we need to be rewarded for that. So what have you done in your business? What systems have you put in place, for example, Profit First, that's supporting you and having strong profitability in your business? By the way, Profit First is only the first system that you put in place that supports you in your profitability. There are other systems that we support you in putting in place at Tap the Potential that are in the Tap the Potential solution that guarantee that you will have strong profitability for years to come. So if you've put Profit First in place, I hope this is eye-opening for you to recognize that that's only the first of the systems that you need to put in place to make sure that your business is profitable. And if you've had some setbacks in the previous year or two, what are you doing that's helping you become more resilient and strong with respect to the profitability in your business? Next is thinking through the sweet spot of your business. Your sweet spot is that intersection of your top clients, your unique offering, and what your top clients value most about what you're delivering, as well as the systems that you put in place to deliver to your top clients. So I want you to imagine having a strong sweet spot in place in your business. Think about what's going on. Think about the wonderful clients you're getting to engage with, who are a joy for your team and you to serve. What is your team saying about your clients? What are you saying about your clients? Even more importantly, what are your clients saying to you? So just imagine that. What are your clients, your top clients, saying to you about their experience with your business? Now think about, what is your team experience? What is their day-to-day experience like as they come to work? And as you think about having those strong systems in place around the sweet spot, think about what it feels like for your team to get to work with the best clients and customers. And think about when there's very few mistakes and how when communication happens as it needs to happen, there's clarity. What is that experience like? And imagine that you're moving closer and closer to the experience of your business being able to operate without you for an extended period of time. What is that like? What's going on? What have you put in place in the past year that's allowing that to happen? And imagine you have a great culture, that your team says that they have a great place to work. How does your team experience working with you? How do they experience your leadership? What do they say about their job? And here's one of my favorites. What are you hearing your top clients say about your team members? Next, imagine that you have a strong system for attracting A players to your business. You've got the how to hire the best system in place. You're no longer scrambling to cover open roles. And not only that, you have highly engaged team members who are in the right seats, getting their work done from their strengths. What is that experience? What is it like for them? And what is it like for you? And what does it feel like when you really embrace this vision for a moment and experience it and see and feel it? And imagine that you're growing as a leader and you're uncovering your blind spots. And because of that, you're showing up more and more powerfully and effectively each day. How do others experience you when that's happening? How do you stand? How do you hold yourself in that place as that leader? What kind of emotions are you experiencing in that place? What actions are you taking from that place? And what actions do you stop taking from that place? So I hope these prompts have got your wheels turning, and you're probably already having ideas spark in your head. So go download the workbook, take some time, grab a journal, and really let yourself reflect, let your ideas run. You have the time and space to do this. Seize this opportunity to really create this vision. And you probably noticed as I went along, I didn't just create a vision for you. I helped you create a vision for your team members. And when your team members do this as a team, they'll also find ways to support one another in improving specific aspects of their lives. And you, as the leader of the company, are facilitating those conversations to happen. And that's just increasing their attachment and buy-in and connection to the company and the company's overall vision. There's lots of opportunity here for you to take what I've shared during the strategic planning series so far and share it with your team members. And remember that team building tends to be one of the biggest areas that's overlooked by small business owners. And in my research with entrepreneurs, one of the things that I'm finding is that those entrepreneurs who have a high quality of life and whose revenue and profit is growing are those that are developing their team and putting significant attention and systems in place to do that. So if you're getting excited about the vision you're creating and you want to be a part of our Better Business, Better Life program in 2023 so we can help you implement the Tap the Potential solution and grow your profit and free up your time, head on over to tapthepotential.com and book a call with us. We would love to hear what you're visioning, where you're challenged, and what you've tried so far, and we will talk with you about the next steps so that you can make this vision a reality in 2023. Be sure to come back next week for part 4 of the strategic planning series. We're going to talk about designing your business for profit in 2023. Thank you for spending time with us today. Join our conversation in the Entrepreneurs Take Your Life Back Facebook community at tapthepotential.com/group. Share your aha moments from today's episode,
ask me questions, and join in on the fun with your fellow entrepreneurs on the journey to designing sustainably profitable businesses that give you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account than ever. And finally, share today's episode with a friend if you know a friend who would enjoy it. This is real life business. Keep your chin up, keep moving forward. You got this. If you've gotten value from today's show, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you are a repeat listener of the podcast, know that we greatly appreciate you at Tap the Potential. And to that end, I have a request. Please consider leaving us a review on whatever platform you're listening on. Our reviews help other entrepreneurs like you to find us. Be a part of our movement to help entrepreneurs take your life back from your business.